We've just discussed some of the lies, I won't use the word myth, some of the lies that the abortion industry is putting forth regarding chemical abortions. And they keep repeating these, and without any evidence to back up. I want to play another clip again from Ayanna Pressley, who you just heard a moment ago. Let's play clip 5, please.
While there are many forces and people at work who seek to spread lies and misinformation, let me set the record straight. Abortion care is routine medical care. Abortion care is safe.
Wow. It's stunning. Abortion kills a baby, for one thing. And what we just learned, these chemical abortion pills are not safe. Well, joining me now to discuss this and more is Mary Szoch. She's the director of the Center of Human Dignity here at FRC. Mary, great seeing you again this week.
Thanks so much for having me back.
All right, well, you've written extensively about the lies that the left and the abortion industry spread regarding chemical abortions. But you've also, you've just been inundated with all sorts of excruciating stories from a multitude of women who have experienced the dangerous side effects of these pills. Tell us a little bit about some of those experiences that you've encountered.
Well, perhaps one of the most moving stories that I have seen on this is a story from a girl named Natalia. And Natalia talks about her DIY abortion. And she says how, no one suggested that she should take another path. No one suggested that there were other options. But the really moving point of this comes when she talks about the abortion itself, the use of the abortion pills themselves. The people who gave her these pills told her to expect a heavy period. And what happened instead was that she delivered her visibly recognizable unborn child into the toilet. And this was a heartbreaking experience for her, one that she has not gotten over, one that she will never get over. And the lies of the abortion industry, at 10 weeks, we know that baby has fingers and toes and eyes and a nose and is visibly recognizable. That's what they're calling a clump of cells. And that's what moms are delivering unexpectedly into the toilet. That's not health care.
Wow. No, that's not health care, and as horrifying as you described. Well, we're going to be hearing later on this evening from the court. I can only imagine what some of these women that, and I know you just gave one example, but what their reaction is going to be with whatever decision the court comes up with. But what are you kind of anticipating this evening from the Supreme Court?
Well, my hope is that the court recognizes that they need to put the health and safety of women and unborn children over the FDA's political agenda. We know that chemical abortion was rushed through the approval process by the FDA without adequately studying whether or not it was safe for women. We know that it's not safe for women. We know that the FDA has tried to cover this up by saying you don't even need to report adverse events. It's voluntary. The only things that you have to report are deaths. And we know that the media has worked with them in this cover-up. The New York Times reported that, there aren't serious complications from chemical abortion. Well, their definition of a moderate complication is when someone has to have an additional surgery to remove the remaining unborn child's baby parts from the woman's body. That's not a moderate complication. And in fact, the FDA doesn't define that as moderate. So I hope that the Supreme Court sees we need to put the health and safety of women over the FDA's political agenda.
Absolutely. Well, Mary, if I can, I'd like to switch gears. We've only got a couple of minutes left. And while you're with us, I wanted, there may be not everyone may know that you yourself were a collegiate sports athlete, Division I basketball player. So as we watched this week the Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act pass in the House of Representatives, that's got to be very personal to you. What were your thoughts?
Absolutely. My story is one of the girl who walked on the team. I did not make the team at the University of Notre Dame for the first 3 years that I tried out. And then My senior year, by some miracle, I made it on. I sat in the very last seat on the bench. And the first game was on my birthday. The last game was in the national championship. But every day in between, we practiced against 5 male athletes. Every single one of those athletes was better than me. And had just one of them said he identified as a woman, I would have watched that season from the stands instead of fulfilling my dream of being on the bench. And that's why this is personal for me. The girl who comes in second to the person who is identifying as a woman but is actually a biological male, she's losing. But the girl who is no longer on the team, she doesn't even have the chance to compete.
Absolutely.
And both of those are wrong. Both of those are unfair. And we need to change that.
Absolutely. Well, incredible story, but Greg Stubbe actually put this forward. I want to play a real quick clip from him who put forth this bill and get your reaction.
Title IX was created for women's sports, and now the left wants to kill it. Parents do not want biological men in locker rooms with their daughters, nor do they believe it's equitable that a male can compete with women in female athletics. It's the whole purpose that Title IX was created to begin with.
Wow, we've got less than a minute. Give me your reaction to that.
Really grateful for what he said. He's absolutely right. Title IX was created to give women equal opportunities in sports, and we've seen women succeed in the workplace because of the lessons that they learned from sports. We can't take that away.
We can't take that away. And your story itself, I think, Mary, is such an incredible. It had just been one person stepped up, it would have bumped you off the entire team. And in your case, prevented you from the experience of a national championship game. How incredible is that?
Well, it was a dream come true for me. I think the dream would have been complete had we won the national championship.
Yes.
But
you
it
were
was
there.
still a
You
dream
were in
come
the
true.
game.
And I
Mary,
hope other little girls get that.
Mary Szoch, thank you so much for joining us on Washington Watch this evening.
Thanks so much for having me.